The full moon is approaching, and there's an undeniable shift in the air. A deep, almost electric sensation that tugs at your energy field. Something about this one feels different, heavier, more intense, like an unseen force stirring the depths of your soul. Full moons have long been celebrated as portals for manifestation, gateways to abundance, and beacons of spiritual clarity. But this time, the universe isn't just offering you a pathway to dreams, it's shaking you awake, demanding a deeper awareness of the energies you invite into your life. You may believe you're in sync with the cosmos, setting intentions, aligning with the universe's rhythm. But what if your energy is unknowingly tangled in resistance? What if, instead of opening yourself to divine flow, you're unknowingly creating blockages? Manifestation isn't just about attracting the things you desire. It's about making space for them. And sometimes we cling so tightly to what we think we want that we overlook the forces subtly pulling us in a different direction. This full moon's energy is raw and unfiltered. It doesn't just highlight what you wish for, but also what needs to be released. For those who are spiritually sensitive, this lunation will hit even harder. If you've been in a state of introspection, isolation, or emotional recalibration, the amplified vibrations will be almost overwhelming. It's not just about you. It's about the collective energy swirling around you. The emotions, fears, and tensions of others will feel like an invisible storm pressing against your aura. And if you're not protected, you could absorb it all. Crowded spaces may feel suffocating, conversations may carry an unusual weight, and interactions that once felt neutral could leave you drained. This is the kind of moon that strips away illusions, forcing you to confront the spiritual clutter you've been avoiding. This is a time to guard your energy fiercely. You might already be doing things that unknowingly invite chaotic frequencies into your space, replaying old wounds, engaging in toxic conversations, or holding on to attachments that have long expired. The full moon doesn't just bring illumination, it demands action. It's a mirror reflecting not only your desires, but the subconscious patterns keeping you from them. Are you truly in alignment, or are you clinging to an outdated version of yourself? The key to navigating this energy isn't avoidance, it's awareness. Move with intention. Create boundaries, not just physically, but energetically. Before absorbing the weight of this lunation, ask yourself, what am I holding on to that no longer serves me? What am I manifesting from a place of abundance or lack? The universe is listening, and this full moon is amplifying the message. Be sure you're sending the right one. Empaths, healers, and spiritually attuned souls, consider this your sacred wake-up call. The energy surrounding you right now is thick, charged, and vibrating at a frequency that demands your awareness. The emotions of those around you are not just brushing up against your aura, they are seeping into your energetic field, clinging like static, intertwining with your own essence, until you can no longer tell what's yours and what belongs to others. You may find yourself feeling drained, unsettled, or inexplicably off, and unless you consciously cleanse and protect your spirit, these lingering energies can weigh you down for days, even weeks. But there's something even deeper happening beneath the surface. This isn't just about being energetically overloaded. It's about the way this full moon is amplifying every subtle shift in the universe. The cosmos is in motion, swirling with an intensity that is both beautiful and unforgiving. If you're not paying attention, if you're not aligned with the flow of this energy, you could find yourself caught in a cycle of stagnation without even realizing it. Procrastination right now isn't just a minor delay, it's a spiritual block. The moment you push something aside and say, "I'll do it tomorrow," you aren't just putting off a task. You're signaling to the universe that you're not ready to receive the momentum it is offering you. And this full moon is not patient. It does not wait for you to gather your thoughts or build up the courage to take action. The energy here is sticky, and once you hesitate, it can pull you into a slow-moving current that is difficult to escape. Think of it like a portal. This full moon is opening a doorway, but it will not stay open forever. If you hesitate too long, the opportunity will slip through your fingers, and by the time you realize what's happened, you may feel trapped in a reality that no longer serves you. Time is moving differently under this lunar influence. What feels like a small delay could stretch into months of feeling stuck, disconnected, and unable to break free. You may wake up weeks from now wondering why your manifestations seem blocked, why nothing is flowing the way it once did. It won't be because the universe is against you. It will be because you failed to step into the energy when it was ready for you. This is your reminder to act now. If there is something on your heart that you have been avoiding, something that you know deep down is calling for your attention, this is the moment to move. Whether it's a conversation you've been dreading, a project you've been postponing, or a decision you've been afraid to make, do it now. The full moon's energy is potent, and it is offering you a chance to realign with your highest path, but only if you're willing to step into it with courage. This moon is not here to comfort you. It is here to awaken you. It is shaking loose the illusions, the excuses, and the self-imposed limitations that have kept you playing small. The universe is moving fast, and if you do not rise to meet it, it will move on without you. The wildest part? You may not even notice at first. You may wake up one day feeling disconnected, lost, wondering why life seems to be happening around you rather than through you. But it doesn't have to be this way. You have a choice. You can harness this energy, move with it, and allow it to propel you forward into the next chapter of your journey. The key is to trust yourself, to take the leap even when it feels uncomfortable, to recognize that your hesitation is only fear dressed as logic. This full moon is not asking you to be reckless. It is asking you to be bold, to be intentional, to be the version of yourself that does not let doubt win. So cleanse your energy, protect your spirit, set your intentions with clarity and purpose. And most importantly, take action. The universe is spinning, the moon is shifting, and you're being called to step fully into your power. Will you answer? The full moon is a time of illumination, a mirror reflecting both our light and our shadows. But not everything that surfaces during this time is meant to be dissected endlessly. The moon's energy magnifies, intensifies, and stirs the depths of our consciousness, making emotions feel sharper and thoughts louder. If you find yourself caught in the web of overthinking, believing that endless self-analysis will lead to clarity, recognize that you may be mistaking movement for progress. Over-intellectualizing your struggles doesn't heal them. It only deepens the grooves of your mental patterns, trapping you in an energetic cycle of self-doubt and frustration. Procrastination is often misunderstood as simple laziness, but it's far more insidious than that. It can be an unconscious resistance, an avoidance of stepping into your power, or even a deep-seated fear of success disguised as apathy. The energy of this moon heightens such internal conflicts, making it crucial to recognize whether your introspection is truly leading to growth or just keeping you stagnant. Reflection, when aligned with healing, should feel like movement, a gentle unfolding rather than an exhausting mental labyrinth with no exit. Yes, before watching the entire video, I want to say one thing. If you appreciate even a little bit of the effort I've put into this content, please consider donating a super thanks from your side so that you and your entire family can benefit from this positive energy. There is a fine line between self-awareness and self-sabotage, and under this moon, that line may blur. You might feel like you're doing deep inner work, revisiting past wounds, analyzing past mistakes, trying to make sense of it all. But if you're merely reliving old pain without resolution, if the same worries resurface like echoes in your mind, know that this is not healing. It's a cycle. The mind can trick you into believing that thinking about something incessantly will lead to an answer. But true clarity arises not from mental noise, but from stillness, from surrender, from allowing yourself to be present with what is, rather than obsessing over what was. The universe doesn't require you to overanalyze every emotion, nor does it demand that you fix every perceived flaw within yourself before you're worthy of moving forward. Sometimes the lesson is in letting go. Sometimes the way through is not through force, but through faith. Faith that not every problem needs an immediate solution, that not every wound needs to be picked apart to be healed. Under the moon's powerful glow, practice discernment. Are you truly processing, or are you just looping? Are you allowing your emotions to pass through you, or are you clutching onto them out of habit, mistaking familiarity for progress? This full moon asks for trust. Trust in divine timing. Trust in your own resilience. Trust that clarity will come when it is meant to, not when your mind demands it. If you feel overwhelmed, shift your focus from thinking to feeling, from analyzing to simply being. Breathe. Ground yourself. Let the energy move through you, not consume you. The more you resist the cycle, the tighter its grip. But the moment you surrender, the moment you stop grasping for answers and instead embody the stillness of the moon itself, you will find that clarity has been waiting for you all along. Here's the truth. The more you allow yourself to fall deeper into that overwhelming spiral of overthinking, the more it starts to feel like you're drowning in it. You might trick yourself into thinking that you're doing the inner work, striving toward clarity or purpose. But in reality, you're just digging a deeper hole that becomes harder and harder to escape. Overthinking can be seductive. It makes you feel like you're working hard, striving for answers, and trying to fix everything. But in reality, it often leads to a paralyzing cycle where the mind just spins in circles, keeping you stuck, questioning, doubting, and creating more and more roadblocks for yourself. This can become your comfort zone, where the chaos of the mind becomes familiar and strangely safe. You might tell yourself, "I'm doing the work," but in truth, you're not allowing the energy to flow freely. The universe speaks in frequencies, and when you're tangled in mental loops, you're closing yourself off to the higher vibrations that bring clarity, peace, and manifestation. So if you feel stuck, it's important to remember that you have the power to choose to release the grip of overthinking and move into a space of alignment. Now, with the full moon, energy is amplified. And this is not just a physical phenomenon. It's a powerful spiritual opportunity. Emotions run high, and the energies around you can feel like they're pressing in from all directions. People's emotional baggage, their fears, doubts, and unresolved issues can feel like a tidal wave crashing toward you. Under the full moon's glow, it's as if people's unresolved emotional turmoil has nowhere to hide. It comes out, often in the most unexpected ways, and suddenly everyone seems to be unloading their emotional burdens onto you. It's important to remember that you are not a dumping ground for everyone's chaos. While it's incredibly kind and compassionate to be there for others, you also have to remember that your energy is sacred. When you're constantly absorbing the negativity or the emotional struggles of others, you're allowing their energy to take up space in your own life, and this can lead to feeling drained or even lost. Boundaries are not just a suggestion. They're a form of self-preservation, especially now when emotional energy is at its peak. Manifesting during this time requires conscious awareness. The full moon illuminates everything: what's working and what isn't, what's aligned and what's out of balance. This is an opportunity to release what no longer serves you and set powerful intentions. But you have to protect your energy first. You cannot manifest abundance, peace, and clarity when you're weighed down by other people's emotional baggage or your own overthinking. This full moon, consider it a cosmic cleansing, a chance to clear out what's not yours, to detach from the negativity that you've absorbed, and to reset your focus on what you truly want to attract into your life. So take a moment to tune into your inner self. Take deep breaths, ground yourself, and release the pressure to solve everyone else's problems. Trust that you can support others from a place of inner peace, not by absorbing their pain. Set your intentions clearly and let the full moon light the way toward your deepest desires. As you do, remember that the power of manifestation comes not from grasping or overthinking, but from trusting in the natural flow of life, surrendering to the universe, and allowing the moon to guide you on your journey to your highest self. The full moon holds a powerful and transformative energy that acts as a magnifier. Its influence is like an energetic sponge, drawing you into an expansive state of openness and receptivity. While this can be a gift, it also comes with its challenges. When you're more open, you become more vulnerable to absorbing the emotional energy around you, whether it's stress, anxiety, or negativity from others. This influx of emotional content, if not consciously managed, can settle within you, attaching itself to your being. Over time, you may begin to feel physically and emotionally drained, irritable, or tense, with no clear explanation as to why. The truth is, you've unknowingly carried these energies as your own, even though they're not yours to bear. The full moon has a way of making emotional energy sticky, like sap that clings to your soul. Without boundaries, you might find yourself weighed down, overwhelmed by feelings and sensations that don't originate within you. It can feel as though you're walking around with a storm inside, one that doesn't belong to you, but feels impossible to shake off. In these moments, it's crucial to recognize that not all the energy you experience is yours to carry. There is no need to absorb the emotional chaos that surrounds you, no matter how much others may try to draw you into it. In this time, protecting your peace becomes a sacred practice. It's not about avoiding connection or becoming emotionally distant from those around you. It's about recognizing your limits and honoring your emotional boundaries. You can listen, offer support, and be present, but you don't have to be pulled into someone else's emotional whirlwind. It's essential to remember that self-care isn't selfish. It's a vital practice for your well-being. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and if you neglect to preserve your own peace, you'll quickly find yourself drained without the energy or clarity to manifest your desires. Strength is often misinterpreted as the ability to endure, to carry heavy burdens, and to push through hardship at all costs. But true strength lies in knowing what to release, what to let go of. It's in the wisdom of discernment, understanding that you have the power to choose what you take on and what you leave behind. It's knowing when to protect your energy, to honor your space, and to step back from situations that don't serve your highest good. This is the strength of a soul that knows its worth, understands its boundaries, and operates from a place of deep self-awareness. If you're feeling the call to make drastic changes, whether it's leaving a job, ending a relationship, or embarking on a big leap, this is the time to pause and reflect. The full moon's energy can create an urgency that distorts your sense of judgment, making everything feel pressing, as though you must act now or miss an opportunity. But understand that emotions, while potent, are not always rooted in clarity or truth. They are fleeting, and they often magnify during this phase. This is a time for thoughtful reflection, not hasty decisions. What may feel like a burning desire to change your life overnight could be an emotional reaction rather than a clear-headed decision. When you're connected to your inner wisdom and the spiritual rhythm of the universe, you begin to realize that the full moon's intensity doesn't require you to act immediately. Instead, it offers an opportunity for deep introspection, to align with your true desires and manifest from a place of clarity. The moon's energy can guide you, but only if you remain centered and grounded in your truth. Trust that the universe will continue to unfold its plan for you, and when the time is right, you will know exactly what steps to take. In the meantime, protect your peace, honor your energy, and trust the divine timing that governs your life. During times of heightened energy, like when the full moon illuminates the sky, it's natural to feel an intense surge of emotion. It's easy to mistake this surge for certainty, believing that now is the time to confront someone, make life-altering decisions, or dive headfirst into something new and exciting. However, in this phase, emotions often run high, and the mind can become clouded by that intensity, pushing logic and reason aside. In these moments, the decisions we feel so sure about can quickly fade in their clarity, and the rush of impulse may turn out to be nothing more than a fleeting moment of excitement, leaving us questioning ourselves a day or two later. One thing, please, listen carefully. If you want to be a part of our small and lovely family, make sure to take the subscription by hitting the join button. The full moon, as powerful and radiant as it is, can be likened to a spotlight that shines brightly on one particular area of your life. It brings everything into sharp focus, making you feel like you are seeing the truth of the situation, only part of it. But the rest, the wider context, fades into the shadows, obscured from your view. When we make decisions under this narrow lens, we risk acting impulsively without fully understanding the bigger picture, overlooking the details that truly matter. This can lead to choices we later regret, as they were based on incomplete information or were made without giving ourselves the time and space to fully process everything. When you find yourself overwhelmed with the desire to make a big move during this time, take a step back. Pause and let the emotional wave settle. Trust that the universe has its own rhythm, and not every burst of energy requires immediate action. Sometimes those intense feelings are simply distractions, passing clouds in the grand sky of your life. Waiting out the storm of emotion may give you the clarity you need to see the situation with fresh eyes, allowing your intuition to guide you to the best decision when the time is right. In the practice of manifestation, it's essential to recognize that true alignment doesn't come from forcing things into place. It comes from trusting the ebb and flow of energy, knowing that not every moment of intensity demands immediate action. By allowing yourself time to reflect, to sit with your emotions without acting on them hastily, you open the door for divine timing to guide you. You may realize that what you thought you needed to do wasn't even necessary, or that another path opens up that's more in line with your highest self. So during this potent time, let yourself be a witness rather than a doer. Allow the moon to show you where your energy is flowing, but don't mistake that flow for the entire map of your journey. Trust in the space between moments, the stillness that allows for your intuition to rise above the noise. If, after a few days, that feeling still calls to you, it may be a sign that it's time to act. But in the meantime, resist the urge to let every emotion become a call to action. Patience, alignment, and trust will always guide you toward the right path. And you'll be grateful for the moments of quiet reflection when the dust has finally settled. Many people believe that the full moon is a time to connect deeply with the universe, asking for guidance and waiting for signs to illuminate their path. The energy feels so potent, and we've been conditioned to think that the universe speaks to us through subtle cues, the numbers on the clock, the serendipitous encounters, the recurring dreams. These signals often feel like whispers from the cosmos, nudging us to take action or move in a certain direction. But what if I told you that, while the full moon does amplify our energy and intuition, it doesn't necessarily amplify divine messages. It amplifies everything within us, the emotions, the fears, the hopes, the desires, and yes, it can even amplify our imagination. Under the intense light of the full moon, it's easy to confuse what truly a sign with what's simply a reflection of our inner world. Our emotions are raw, our energy heightened, and our minds often racing with thoughts and intentions. But here's where it gets tricky. That random number you see on the clock, or the odd cryptic dream you had last night, while they might carry meaning in other circumstances, could just be a product of the full moon's intense energy stirring up everything inside you. It's a time when our inner landscape becomes so alive that we might misinterpret the signals we think we're receiving. What we may perceive as messages from the universe might actually just be projections of our own hopes, fears, and desires. When the energy is this powerful, it's easy to start chasing illusions. You're feeling heightened and emotional, craving connection and validation. Your intuition is screaming for clarity, and so you begin looking for signs everywhere. That's when things can get distorted. It's tempting to take every flicker of light, every unexpected occurrence as a sign to act. But here's the truth. Not every synchronicity, not every chance meeting, and certainly not every odd thing that happens around you is a message from the universe. Sometimes it's just the ebb and flow of life. Sometimes it's simply life unfolding as it does, not a divine intervention or a cosmic nudge to push you in one direction. Manifestation and spiritual growth thrive on clarity, but this clarity is often clouded when we're desperately seeking external validation. The full moon can stir up the energy of our deepest desires and fears, making it easy to fall into the trap of mistaking personal projections for divine guidance. In moments like these, it's crucial to pause, center yourself, and ground your energy. Instead of chasing signs, try listening to your own voice and discerning whether your emotions are guiding you towards something true or just amplifying your inner noise. Real spiritual insight comes when we allow ourselves to sit in stillness, to feel our emotions without judgment, and to connect with the deeper truth within. Only then can we recognize true signs when they emerge, not as fleeting thoughts, but as something deeper, more resonant, that arises from a space of inner peace and alignment with the universe. This full moon carries an intense, chaotic energy that can easily deceive you into believing you're receiving clear divine guidance. The heightened emotions it stirs within us can create a feedback loop where your inner turmoil and desires masquerade as messages from the universe. In moments like this, it's easy to mistake your own emotional reactions for divine signs, leading you to make decisions that are rooted more in your fantasies than in reality. So if you find yourself asking the universe for a sign, take a moment, breathe deeply. Allow the powerful energy of the full moon to settle before taking any action. True, meaningful guidance will remain clear and steadfast, even after the energy calms down. Not every sensation, not every whisper that seems to come from the cosmos is a celestial message. Sometimes it's just the wind, a fleeting impulse that will fade if you don't give it your attention. In the realm of manifestation, this full moon can be a double-edged sword. We often think of manifestation as a process that takes time, patience, and persistence. But this full moon accelerates that process, turning your thoughts into reality at a speed you may not be ready for. The energy during this time is supercharged, allowing intentions, whether positive or negative, to manifest more quickly. But be cautious. The universe doesn't discriminate between the dreams you want to see come true and the fears you're afraid might become real. Your anxieties, self-doubts, and worries can also materialize just as swiftly as your hopes and desires. If your thoughts are consistently focused on what could go wrong or how things might fall apart, you may inadvertently invite those very outcomes into your life. This is where the energy of the full moon becomes particularly powerful and potentially dangerous. It acts as a cosmic amplifier, making whatever you focus on feel larger, more intense, and closer to manifestation. If you focus on your dreams, desires, and the highest vision of yourself, those will be amplified. But if your energy is spent ruminating on worst-case scenarios or doubting your abilities, those, too, will be amplified. It's crucial to remain aware of the energy you're cultivating during this time. If you find that your thoughts are veering toward negativity, it's important to take a step back and realign yourself. Shift your focus towards gratitude, positive affirmations, and trust in the process. By consciously choosing to steer your energy in the direction of abundance, clarity, and self-belief, you'll harness the power of the full moon to manifest the life you truly desire. The universe responds to what you focus on. It's not a question of whether you are worthy of the good or bad that manifests, but rather a reflection of where your energy is aligned. If you're constantly feeding your fears, you're essentially opening the door to let them in. On the other hand, if you actively choose to align yourself with positivity, trust, and an unwavering belief in your own power, you invite abundance, peace, and joy into your life. As the full moon illuminates the sky, use this time not just for manifesting your desires, but for purging the fears and doubts that may have been holding you back. Acknowledge them, release them, and make space for new, positive intentions. With the energy of this moon, you have the opportunity to reshape your reality. Just be sure that what you're manifesting is truly in alignment with your highest self, not a product of temporary emotional turbulence. Trust in the process, and trust that the universe will deliver the right opportunities at the right time. The more you tune into your true desires and consciously cultivate the energy you want to attract, the more powerful your manifestations will become. The exciting part of this journey is that you hold the power to change your focus. Just as easily as negative thoughts can spiral and gain momentum, positive thoughts have the incredible ability to shift your entire experience. It's all about where you choose to direct your energy and attention. You don't have to pretend that everything in your life is perfectly aligned, nor should you ignore the challenges you face. But it's vital to ensure that fear doesn't take control of your narrative. Your thoughts are not just fleeting. They are actively molding the life you experience, and energy flows to wherever your attention goes. So during this full moon, pay attention to the subtle shifts in your mind. If you catch yourself feeling overwhelmed or caught in a downward spiral, take a moment to pause. Breathe deeply, center yourself, and consciously redirect your focus toward the things you want to manifest, rather than those you fear. You have the power to reframe your reality in an instant. This lunar energy doesn't just illuminate the night sky, it illuminates your inner world. It brings to the surface deep-seated fears, dreams, and desires that are usually hidden in the shadows of your subconscious. Use this moment to recalibrate, as your thoughts during this time are like seeds being planted. waiting for the fertile soil of your attention to bring them into full bloom. And here's the key. The energy of the full moon doesn't vanish when the sky darkens. The shifts you feel during this time are not confined to the night alone. In fact, the full moon has a way of making its presence known long after it's past its peak. You might wake up the next day feeling off balance, emotionally drained, or energetically foggy. And that is no accident. The energy of the full moon floods your body and mind with potent vibrations, often leaving you with a deep sense of being overexposed, much like the air after a storm. This is a time of profound energetic shifts, and as the moon's light fades, your system can feel disoriented, as if it's unsure of what to do next. It's not just physical tiredness, it's an energetic recalibration. The full moon is like a cosmic reset, charging your system, but once its intensity wanes, it can leave you feeling like a balloon losing air, as if you've been left with too much energy to process at once. Recognizing this feeling as part of the cycle is key to understanding how the lunar phases influence your emotional and spiritual state. The full moon's energy propels us to manifest and release, but as the light fades, it's a reminder to nurture and rest, to allow the energy to settle and integrate into the core of who you are. Use this time to reflect on the journey ahead. This isn't just a passing moment in the sky, it's a powerful invitation to harness the full potential of your thoughts and intentions. Let them guide you as you align with the energy of the universe, knowing that every shift you make, no matter how subtle, has the ability to create powerful changes in your reality. The full moon is a reminder that you are not passive in this universe. You are an active participant in its unfolding. You might be experiencing a deep sense of emotional flatness right now, as if the spark that was once propelling you forward has suddenly dimmed. It's almost as though the energy you once felt so deeply has been drained, leaving you with a sense of numbness or fatigue that feels unfamiliar. There might be moments where you feel irritable, like the smallest things that wouldn't normally faze you are now triggering frustration or impatience. Physically, you could be noticing symptoms like headaches, muscle tension, or that overwhelming heaviness, as if you're trudging through the day with each step feeling more laborious than the last. This could even extend into a general sense of being off, like your body is telling you something's not quite aligned. If you were emotionally charged during the full moon, whether from a place of excitement, anxiety, or deep, introspective reflection, this sense of exhaustion or imbalance might feel particularly intense. It's as if you've ridden the emotional roller coaster of the full moon, and now you're waking up the next day with an emotional hangover. Your nervous system, which was likely on the high alert, has been running at full speed during that time, and now, in the aftermath, it's slowing down, recalibrating, and adjusting to a more grounded rhythm. It's similar to the aftermath of running a marathon you didn't realize you were signing up for, and then waking up the next morning, wondering why you feel so drained, both physically and emotionally. Your body is asking for rest, for peace, and for reconnection with your inner calm. What's important to understand here is that this feeling of emotional and physical exhaustion is not a sign of something wrong. It's easy to mistake this moon hangover for a deeper issue, thinking that you're slipping into a funk, or that something is suddenly amiss in your life. However, this is a natural part of the process. Your body and spirit are simply recalibrating after being exposed to the powerful energy of the full moon. Think of it as an energetic reset, like a recalibration of your internal compass after being exposed to a surge of lunar power. It's a necessary moment for reflection and healing, even if it feels uncomfortable. In times like these, it's important to honor the energy shifts without judgment or fear. Instead of rushing to fix the way you're feeling, allow yourself the grace to simply be, knowing that the sensation of emotional flatness or physical discomfort is temporary. Just as the full moon illuminated what needed to be seen in your life, this quieter time offers the opportunity to integrate those revelations. By nurturing your mind, body and soul during this phase, you're aligning with the natural ebb and flow of energy and embracing the wisdom of the universe as it guides you toward greater clarity and balance. Remember, spiritual growth doesn't happen in a straight line. There are moments of intense illumination followed by periods of recalibration and rest. Manifestation, too, requires these cycles. During these quieter moments, when everything feels still, you might find that the seeds you've planted in your intentions begin to take root in unexpected ways. The universe, in all its infinite wisdom, knows when to gently push and when to let you rest and reflect. Trust the process. Even in the stillness, the manifestation of your desires is unfolding in ways you may not fully understand. But it is happening. Allow yourself the time to recharge and reflect, knowing that you're preparing for the next phase of your spiritual and manifesting journey. In the days that follow, even your dreams might feel a bit unusual or unsettling. This is a sign that your subconscious mind is still diligently processing all the emotional and energetic clutter that may have built up over time. It's not uncommon to experience vivid dreams, intense nightmares, or even a sense of restlessness during sleep. These are not random occurrences. Rather, they are your inner self's way of purging and recalibrating, so you can align more deeply with your higher purpose and aspirations. During this period, it's crucial to allow yourself the grace to rest and process. You may feel the urge to push through these sensations or force yourself into productivity, but this approach often leads to greater exhaustion. The key is to surrender and trust the process. Just as a river must sometimes flow through rocky terrain before reaching smooth waters, your energy is moving through a natural cycle of recalibration. By resisting the flow, you only prolong the discomfort and hinder your ability to receive the clarity and insight you need for manifestation. Trust that this phase is temporary and part of the greater energetic realignment taking place within you. Just as the universe works in cycles, so does your body and mind. Everything is happening in divine timing. The more you learn to relax into this space and trust the ebb and flow, the quicker your energy will settle into its new equilibrium. Remember, manifestation isn't only about action, it's also about allowing space for the universe to work its magic in its own time. If you've made it this far, thank you for taking the time to immerse yourself in this message. Your presence and engagement are truly appreciated. If you felt a resonance with this content, please consider subscribing to stay connected for more profound insights on your spiritual journey and manifestation practices. Your support means the world. Feel free to share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Your voice adds richness to this community. Until next time, remember to stay grounded, trust your intuition, and allow the universe to unfold the perfect path for you. If you're finding value in this content, consider supporting our channel by giving us super thanks. It truly makes a difference. And please, don't forget to subscribe for more uplifting updates and content that can inspire and encourage you. Your support means so much, and we are grateful for each of you.